Now that Beatrix has rocked our socks off, what is the fate of our team? Who cares? Garnett and Steiner time.
Yeah. And this is actually this part of the game, this dialogue exchange here might make absolutely no sense if you didn't go around Lindblom and talk to people, because it turns out one of the few pieces of genuine world building this game has involves pickles.
What? Geishel pickles.
Geishel pickles, yeah.
You mean Gashal pickles?
However you say that. I don't think
tomato.
Yeah, it's exactly. You say Geishel, I say. No, I say Geishel.
I think the only time that's ever verbally spoken by a voice actor in Final Fantasy is somewhere in 14, and I forget how they said it. But essentially, these are pickles that smell awful but taste great.
Yeah, that's exactly how they're labeled as.
But isn't your sense of smell actually linked to your sense of taste? So something smelled awful would probably not taste that good either.
You would think, but
they're magic pickles.
It doesn't always fall together that way. It's strange, but yeah, we're gonna go through some low key NPC chatter sections as Garnet and Steiner for a little while.
If they stop at the train station to go get some grub.
There's no Roy Rogers for.
You know, we're kind of wondering if the other half of the party's dead right now.
No, they're fine. Just a little pooped.
Well, they were alive, just injured when everyone ran. Why Beatrix didn't kill them, I have no idea.
Hey, it was raining. They could catch a cold. Like, man, it's mean.
Why Kuja didn't kill them, I have no idea.
He'd probably get blood on his boots.
Because they are insignificant.
He's not wearing boots. He's wearing really fancy pointy shoes, I think.
Well, even worse then. Well, they only do that once, right? You're not important enough to kill. They only do that thing once, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because, like, I get that it's, supposed to show the villain's arrogance if they do it once, but if they do it more than once, then that's just the villain being stupid.
Yeah. At the same time, though, it's like one of the few places where I feel Final Fantasy IX was less effective than 8. Because at the end of Disc 1, you find yourself in a similar situation, except Squall actually does get skewered through the chest with an icicle. And the end of Disc 1 is him falling off the Sorceress's parade float with an icicle through his chest. And the screen fades to black, and you think he might legitimately die. But it turns out everyone gets captured, and Squall is being tortured for information. Also, this is where Garnet gets her second weapon type, and I kind of like this weapon type, even though if you're physically attacking with your white mage / summoner, what the fuck are you doing?
What's their second weapon?
The air racket type weapon is sort of like a rod, except instead of whacking people with it, she swings it through the air and fires a blast of magical energy at them, so it allows her to attack from the back row at full damage.
You know what that reminds me of? In Final Fantasy IV, Rosa was your white mage, but she was also your archer. She could attack from the back row, and not for nothing. Like, again, your white mages are there to heal more often than not. But I do like if, like, when they don't need to heal, if they could do something other than defend. Like it doesn't have to be a lot of damage, but something would be nice.
There's something to be said for having a mage character that can also hold their own in physical combat. That's why red mages and blue mages were so useful in previous Final Fantasies, anyway. Because in Final Fantasy V, blue mages had the ability to equip swords and shields, so when you were using a blue mage, they could also wail on the enemy.
Not as effectively as a knight, but yeah. I see what you mean. But it is weird looking back. We may have brought this up at the end of our last session because of how we're handling this in Paper Mario, but Kuja and Queen Brun, for the most part, were spending most of their time in Burmecia wiping out the Burmecians, and they suddenly decided to stop with us, who I'm pretty sure we gave them the most shit.
Yeah, and not to mention that...
the logic is, if they're weak, kill them. If they're strong, let them live.
No, we didn't give them any shit at all. We arrived too late to give them shit.
Well, we did kind of...
I'm pretty sure we lasted against Beatrice a lot longer than any of the Burmecians.
That's debatable. I mean, in real time, what was that? 8 turns or so?
10 turns.
10 turns.
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine that fight playing out like an actual fight. It probably would have lasted about 30 seconds. Like, imagine an action scene in which one character
We can only answer this
for.
with a remake.
Yeah. Oh man. You know, a lot of people when they finally announced Final Fantasy VII was being remade, you got this flurry of people saying, "Oh, it doesn't need a remake or it doesn't deserve a remake." You know what? Shut up. If you don't like the game, this is their chance to do it better. And I would love to see that happen with this game too.
But there's
Yep.
not as much frenzy about it, I think. Like, well, there might be, I guess, once the game actually comes out, because, like, again, when Ocarina of Time, like, nobody really...
Everyone was crying for a Majora's Mask
Yeah,
remake
nobody
after that,
cried
yeah.
about a Majora's Mask remake until after the Ocarina of Time one came out, so I suppose maybe having a Final Fantasy remake, again, the thing actually has to come out first.
Every Final Fantasy at some point will eventually get remade. That said, I'm not in any rush to see 9 get remade.
Why is that?
I don't know, it's because I really do enjoy the original just as it is. And it's not like there's a compilation of Final Fantasy IX which adds more side stories here and there to fill up the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So that you would justify a remake just so that everything ties together. 9 doesn't have any of that. It is a simple story from beginning to end. That could be a detriment to some, I understand completely, but it's to me it's just a nicely wrapped, tight package.
Yeah, you know,
It doesn't
dude,
need a remake.
It
At the
doesn't
moment.
really need a remake. I would like to see a remaster with, you know, higher res backgrounds and better character models, but you know,
And,
that's
like,
just,
I think
it's hard to go back to PlayStation 1 video resolution.
yeah, I think you know, I think a handheld remake probably would fit best for this game, where they don't touch the gameplay much, if at all. They just improve the load times, the resolution, maybe like have it run on the Bravely Default engine. Why not?
9, for some odd reason, is the only PlayStation Final Fantasy game to never get a PC release.
That's because, yeah, they had a PC release planned. In fact, I remember seeing advertisements for it back in the day, but the PC release never happened. I guess they just gave up.
People probably just stopped caring about it because the
Well,
PS2 came out.
The Final Fantasy games on PC were never particularly popular, partly because they had these really hollow MIDI soundtracks. Like, Final Fantasy VII's Steam release was patched with audio that was identical to the PS1 release, but the Final Fantasy VIII Steam release hasn't been patched that way. You need to mod it to have better music.
Yeah.
I played it a couple days ago with the MIDI sound files. Dear Lord, they're terrible.
Yeah, that's why I don't play
Why
it.
why would the PC version have less good music than the PS1 version?
You
Because
got me
the
on Final Fantasy VIII.
The music was sequenced and composed for the PlayStation 1 sound card.
I would say that's more the case with 7, not
With
8 and
7.
9.
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure what the music files in Final Fantasy VIII were like, but as far as I know, the only music in the PC release that's identical is Eyes on Me and the stuff that comes in the CG, which is, you know, just audio files to go with the video.
Yeah.
And Eyes on Me is probably just a straight
So,
up MP3.
yeah, I'm not sure how much of Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack is sequenced.
I doubt any of it is.
Wow.
It may be just, you know, they realized, oh, wait a minute, it's CD-ROM. We don't need to do sequence music anymore.
But yeah, I had to mod the goddamn thing with Og Vorbis sound files and an alternate launcher that launches the game with the new music.
Alright, so you're looking for the steepled hat. What you got?
And the flame sword.
Flame staff and the lightning staff.
Yep.
Why is Marcus on our team again?
Because we need a stealer.
Yeah,
The thieving never
Ryan,
ends.
you mean a thief?
Yes.
no, they're called rogues now.
Get it
That's
right.
how you know they're good, even though technically that's not really all that much better than being a thief, is it?
And unfortunately, Marcus got frozen today.
Oh, that joke is dead. Let it stay dead.
You know, that it's kind of
Joke
weird.
they
That
do.
was one of the only forced memes that Doug Walker made that actually became a meme. It's kind of weird, actually.
No, there was the of course thing as well. That's everywhere. Still everywhere.
Well, that's
it's the
because
only one that hasn't died.
Because that's actually a good one.
But
anyway, the Flame and Lightning Staff will teach Vivi Tier 2 magic.
But how does Vivi...
No, I tried to unfreeze him as soon as he did.
But wait, hold on a moment. How would Vivi get the staff if it's here? Like, several miles away.
RPG logic.
RPG logic, Ted. You know this better than anybody. You should know this.
No, I can't think of an RPG I've played that does this before. I mean, granted, I haven't played too many RPGs that I can think of off the top of my head that split the party this dramatically, but I can't remember any instance.
Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, there was that whole sequence.
End of the
early
world
on in the game where, well, the end of the world. Yeah, but I was talking about earlier on where your party gets split up at the river, and it goes off in 3 different directions. They all keep the same inventory.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's that. Okay, never mind.
Praise inventory god.
Final Fantasy VIII does it too, because Final Fantasy VIII has that whole bombing... No, the missile-based mission. Fuck that thing.
Are we ever gonna do that game?
I'll probably record it eventually. Eventually. Like, long
Holy
distance
shit,
eventually.
30
Oh,
turns?
you've taken so long, Steiner trance out of anger.
Yep, pretty much.
It's like, what? Are you done picking his pockets?
Oh man, 700 damage at this point in the game. Steiner's awesome.
Well, he's in trance mode, which
It-
makes him
all-
3 times.
And he
Also,
grinded Grad Dragons.
His trance gives him like a fucking judge mask.
No, I didn't grind Grand Dragons with Garnet and Steiner.
I forgot that levels don't average out in this one.
Yeah.
No, they don't. That's weird too. That makes the late game really weird if you grind it as one party but didn't, because then half your party is behind on levels. Fortunately, it's not that hard to grind everyone up to an even level, especially since after a certain point in the game you can kick Zidane out of your party, so you don't even have to always be leveling him up.
Take the Zidane. We don't like you anymore.
Is it like Chrono Trigger where you can only start doing that like at the end of the game, or?
I don't know exactly where the cutoff point is, but eventually you can kick Zidane out of your battle party, even though you're always controlling him in the field.
Well, he is the main character.
Well, yeah, I kind of miss what the older Final Fantasies would do, though, is where whatever party member was up in the front slot of your party would be your field sprite.
Yeah, that you can. I think even in some games you can change it with like the L and R buttons on the world map too.
In some games that actually serves a practical function. Like I bring up Wild Arms a lot, but in that game when you switch party members in the field, you're actually switching tool sets as well.
Oh, Zelos. In Tales of Symphonia, if you have Zelos out, every female character, he's such a dreamboat that every female character you talk to will give you, like, potions and shit.
Don't remind me.
You don't have to ever buy that crap ever again.
Of the goddamn whoring, okay? Jesus Christ, that was like a third of our fucking Symphonia playthrough. Nothing against Matt. No, wait, entirely against Matt, because he's the one whipping his dick out everywhere.
Hey, dude, you never have to buy apple gels ever again, alright? Like, why are you complaining?
Gonna need like more than fucking apple gels, all the damn STDs he's walking around after that shit. God damn it.
So wait, is that how women hit on men in the Tales of Symphonia universe? They give you apple gel?
Hey, well, I was gonna say it's not like they could buy you a drink, but no, in Tales of Symphonia, that's like one of the few RPGs where you can actually buy like real food and use that to heal instead. So never mind, they could just buy him a drink, but whatever. Man, we got really off topic. Shit. Well, actually, no. That for us talking about a different RPG franchise is completely on topic. What am I even talking about?
Yeah, we are backtracking through previously visited areas, so it's fine.